Hello and welcome to this tutorial. I will be discussing with you how to look for, enter, and when to put in a trade using this tool that you have access to, the Harmonic Scanner. So first of all, to enter the Harmonic Scanner, you're going to have to be a part of IML. If you are not, please sign up. If you have questions about the link, please send an email to the ForexBay@gmail.com. The IML Harmonic Scanner website is www.imlharmonicscanner.com, and please note that you can use this on your cell phone, your computer, or your laptop. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So looking at the screen, you see a lot going on. You might get a little confused, but not to worry, because you don't need to pay attention to everything. You just need to know some basics, okay? And if you're already using the scanner, you should have already completed your Forex Basics education. So the things that I'm saying and the things that I talk about today are not super foreign to you, okay? So let's talk about entering a trade. The first thing that you want to do is figure out which pair you want to get into. And the way you do that is you can utilize any of these brokers here on your left-hand side. You would just click on them, click on one, and click on one of these drop-downs to see what trades are available to get into. If you choose Scan for M15, this drop-down, all of the trades under this drop-down just mean that it takes 15 minutes for each of these candles to form, okay? So these trades happen relatively quickly as opposed to the ones that take, let me look at this drop down here, that take 1 hour, 4 hours, or a day to form, okay? So you can click on this drop down and you can choose a pair of your choice. So let's just click on GBPCAD 15-minute shark. Okay, so here we have it, okay? And this trade is playing out. It's already played out, but that's totally fine because I'm just going to go over some of the basics that you need to know so that you can successfully enter trades using the Harmonic Scanner on your trading app. When you open up a trade idea, the first thing that you're going to want to do is identify whether you're going to be buying or selling with this trade. And the best way to do that is to look at your entry and your stop, okay? Anytime your entry is above your stop, anytime you see the word entry here above your stop, it means that you're going to be buying, okay? And vice versa. Anytime you see your stop above your entry, you're going to be selling. Okay, so let me just, let me write that out because I know sometimes I'm super visual, so hopefully this helps. The concept of buy up and sell down. So the letters TP stand for take profit. That's where you want to take your profit from. And entry means entry. This is where you want to enter into the trade. So when you enter the trade is where you want to take your profit from. Above, is it higher, or is it underneath? So in our case, it's higher, right? So this is why we say we buy up and we sell down, okay? So I'll go over that one more time. I'll even write it out. Hopefully this makes a little more sense. I'll do it this way. Yeah, I think this might make a little more sense. Hold on while I'm writing this. So anytime you see entry and then you see stop underneath, that is going to equal a buy, okay? I'm going to get rid of this one. And vice versa, I'm going to write that up here. Anytime you see your stop above your entry, entry, okay, this is going to be a sell, okay? Just click this and make this something different so you can recognize it. Okay. And the reason why I put this up here, I'm going to put this one up here and I put this one down here, okay? Because anytime your stop is above your entry, the stop is going to be here at the top and then your entry will be below. And vice versa, anytime you're going to buy, you'll see that your entry is pretty much low, but your stop is lower than that. It'll be set up like this: entry, stop, buy, stop, entry, sell, okay? So take a look at that, write that down. I'm gonna keep this up, but I'm gonna actually just move it over because I don't want to distract you with the next thing that I'm going to say. Okay, so after you determine whether it's a buy or sell, and for the sake of this example, we now know by doing this that this is going to be a buy. We are going to be buying in this trade, okay? The only numbers that you need to look at are TP1 and your stop, because these are the two numbers that you're going to place into your trading app to get into the trade. Okay. When you go into your trading app, MetaTrader 4, there's going to be a section at the bottom of your screen on the left-hand side that says quotes. When you see the quotes, you're going to look for the pair, the currency pair that you want to trade. And how do we know what our currency pair is? You can just go right back over to the broker you were at, with the drop down. We are in GBP CAD, so that is our currency pair, GBP CAD. So on your trading app, you will look for GBP CAD and tap it. If you don't see it, you can always click on the plus button at the top right and type that in, and it will populate for you and add it to your quotes, okay? So you would click on GBP CAD, and then you would click trade in your MetaTrader 4 trading app, okay? The next thing that you want to do is make sure that the number underneath your market execution says 0.03, unless you want to trade more or less, you want to be a little risky, totally up to you, but the standard that we ask for is 0.03, okay? I'm going to just, let me see something really quickly. Perfect, okay, excellent. And get back into that trade. Hold on, let me just do this one more thing for you. And then I'll get back into what I was talking about. Okay. So I'm going to go over that. Underneath market execution on your MetaTrader 4 app, okay? There's going to be a number. It should say 0.0 something. Okay, it's going to be in black. You want to make sure that that number says 0.03. And you can always change that. You can always change that, okay, to whatever it is that you want it to be. But the standard and what we ask for is 0.03, okay? The next thing that you want to do is you want to look at the number here that's at your stop loss, okay? So this number here, for example, is 1.69877. You want to take that number and you want to write it into where it says stop loss. You can just tap the screen right next to it and write that number in, okay? The next number that you want to look at is the number that says TP1. You're going to take that number and type that in to take profit. And since we know it's a buy, hit buy by market. After you put in buy by market, you'll see that the numbers will start to run. Every trade starts in a negative, but it will eventually get to either your take profit or your stop loss. It's important that you remember how to set it and forget it. I'm going to write that down as well. Set it and forget it. Okay? Many times we get into a trade and we are so consumed by the trade that we're watching it and we're looking at it and we're like, oh my God, it's going down. Oh my God, it's going up. You will build so much anxiety by doing that. These educators that have created the Harmonic Scanner know what they're referring to, and we have a high percentage of trades that hit the take profit point that you want. In fact, even in this trade right now, I don't know if you're seeing this, but when we started, we were about like right here, okay? This trade has already hit take profit too. So you can count on being correct, even if it does drop down some and it makes you nervous. What you want to do is after you place those trades, place that trade in, set it, and forget it. It's already set. Forget it. Don't look back. Don't think about it. You will notice that it will either hit your take profit or hit your stop loss, okay? So that is how you enter a trade using the Harmonic Scanner. It's super simple. Again, the only information that you need to know is what is your currency pair, and you can find that by clicking on your broker or any broker that you choose and looking at the drop down. These letters here are your currency pairs, okay? You're going to identify your currency pair. You're going to identify your take profit number, your stop loss number, and whether or not you are buying or selling, okay? Now, I'm going to go over one more thing just for a little bit more clarity, okay? The blue candles here are our buy candles. This shows and tells me that we are in buy mode and things are happening if you are in a buy trade. The red candles are our sell candles. That means that we can see that price is going to be going down or has dropped, okay? When you are getting into a buy trade, this is a buy trade here, okay? You want to enter the trade when price hits your entry and it's in the color of the trade direction you want to go in, okay? So let me write this down and make it a little more clear, okay? So my buy candles are blue. I spelled today, okay? My buy candles are blue. And I'll just do, let's see one more thing here. Okay, my buy candles are blue and my sell candles are red. So I just want to make that clear. Sell candles are red. Okay? And again, these are candles. This is where price is within the 15-minute time slot because we chose to, when we looked at our drop down here to figure out what trade we wanted to get into, we chose the 15-minute scan, okay? So my red candles are my sell candles and my blue candles are my buy candles. So if I'm getting into a trade as a buy, I want to get in where my buy candle is at my entry point or as close to my entry point as I can possibly get. If I miss it, or if I get in and I notice that, okay, so let's, for example, I would have wanted to get into the trade right here, okay? Because this is blue, so I know it's my buy candle. The wick has hit my entry point, so that means I'm good because I've hit my entry point. I'm good to get into this trade for a take profit of take profit 1. I can also choose take profit 2 or 3, but take profit 1 is my standard, and it is the standard, okay? I would not have wanted to get into the trade right here in this red candle just yet, because although it's already hit my entry point, my candle is red, which means that it could potentially sell. And I don't want to sell, I want to buy, because I know that this is a buy. Why? My stop is underneath my entry. So now that I've entered the trade here, I now am in the positive more often, okay? Another thing that I'll go over, because I've had questions about this. If you miss your entry point, right? You missed the point or a good time to get in, and you notice that price is like right there, right here, touching or really, really close to your take profit 1. Is it still a good idea to get into the trade? My answer to that would be no. Try to find a different trade, and you have so many different trades. If you scroll down here, you can see you have different brokers, and they all have different trades that you can get into that are all available for you. I would say try to get into a different trade. Why? Because what you're going to notice here is that if you get in closer to your TP than your entry, you're not going to have much room to profit. So I'm going to click on this tool right here. This is our calculator, our pip calculator, if you will, or a pip ruler, which counts how many pips you are expected to earn and make. If I would have entered the trade here and clicked here, right, I would have had a potential to make this many pips. Okay, do you see that? However, if I enter the trade halfway past my entry point, up to like right here, I have the chance to make this many pips, right? Not as many, so you're not going to get as much, but you will get something. So you have to use discretion, and it's preferable that you get in as close to your entry as possible and hit TP1. So hopefully that explained how to utilize the Harmonic Scanner. If you have any further questions, feel free to send a message or email, and we will be glad to assist you and help you. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading experience using the Harmonic Scanner.